Good morning, everybody. My name is EK. Welcome back to World of Warcraft. So, for the past couple of days, just as I previously mentioned, I have been fairly busy. My social life this past month almost has just been more busy than usual, but that is fine because I now have some time to be a little bit of a degenerate and play a bit of WoW again, because that's also a very important part of my life. So, what are we doing today? Well, I wanted to continue the 0.5 quest chain, and for the past couple of days, once again, kind of like I explained with Dire Mole, I have been looking around trying to find a party for either Low Black Rock Spire 5-man or any kind of Dire Mole run. Well, we know Dire Mole is non-existent. Dire Mole just simply is not a place people go. Now, obviously, I'll open it up and there will be people there. Dire Mole, is it here? No, currently there's no LFG for Dire Mole. I've been spamming in LFG, like looking for group, Dire Mole, any wing, those kind of things. I've also been looking for Low Black Rock Spire 5-man, as I've mentioned. So I did 10-man, thinking, okay, I can do the quest. I just need 25 ogres. There's like this big event with like a whole bunch of ogres spawning, and you can just, go kill them, probably get them in like one go. Yeah, that's true. But the problem is, quests don't progress in the 10-man version. Quests only progress in the 5-man version. And nobody wants to run the 5-man version, because why would you? So unless you're specifically doing a quest, which most people don't care about because most quests simply are not really worth doing, besides this one, I guess. But people don't really do the 0.5 quest chain, so I'm probably one of the only people on the planet who does this quest chain right now. So that means everyone wants to do the 10-man version because people are only running it for, well, a little bit of loot, I guess, but mostly for the coins. So that means I haven't been able to make a lot of progress, and it's been a bit annoying. Like normally, if I have a lot of time, like I'll just spend all day like checking, and I'll find a party, I'll brute force my way into the content. But I'm now in a situation right now where I have a bit less time overall, and if I have only like 2 or 3 hours and I can't find anything, I just can't get progress done. So I decided for today, I want to get some progress done because once again, it's been way too long since I did a video. I'm gonna do a bit of experimentation first of all. If you look at my skill bar, which you might have already noticed, you will see there's a lot of destruction skills down here. Now, I have been saying I would like to try some different skills sometime, I've been saying that for probably about 50 parts now or something. But every time I just default back to running my usual build, running my usual, more like affliction-focused build. And I decided, well, you know what? I'll just go into this tab here. I'll slap on everything I can slap on. And we're going to be playing with all of these abilities for a bit, at least, during this little part of the series, which will be me going out and collecting some more runes, because I have 15 out of 31 runes, so I'm about halfway there, and I reckon some of them are really, really easy to pick up, and some of them might be a bit harder to pick up, and I want to just go ahead and pick up, well, a lot of the runes, and I would like to just complete the runes. I'm not sure I'll go, like, all out and get, like, literally 31 of them, but I'll try and get a couple of them and see which ones are cool looking. So first of all, I'll look into where fire specialization is, because obviously I'm swapping over to a fire build right now, and it would be nice to have fire specialization. So I'm going to keep looking up things on the guides, and today we'll make a bit of progress towards these runes. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Alright, so it seems I have to go into the Searing Gorge, which does make a lot of sense, because obviously, fire specialization, fiery area, it makes sense to me. Oh, also, I had heard that apparently the next phase is starting to roll out in November somewhere, and it is now the 2nd. Yeah, it's now the 2nd of November. So, I feel like I've been playing a fair amount, but I just I just have so many things I want to do that I just can't seem to properly catch up with the phases, which isn't a problem to me. Like I don't mind it too much, but it's kind of funny because I feel like I've put a fair amount of time into it. Let's see, slash played. I am now 13 days and 20 hours into the playthrough, so that's like what, 330-ish. Am I correct on that? I think I'm roughly correct on that. So yeah, that is, I think a fair amount of playtime, but I guess most people are not doing the content I'm doing. Like, they're doing a bit of the coin grinding just to get, like their tier 1 dungeon armor, using that to go into raid, and then, skipping everything else, just going raid, on reset, and, they're done. Because I see a lot of I wouldn't necessarily say bitching, but I do see people talking about their lack of content to play. They're like, ah, guys, there's no content. The phases are coming out too slow. There isn't much new stuff to do. And I guess from perspective of someone who's played Classic before, who doesn't want to go and experience everything, and who just wants to play through the raids and stuff and do like the general gear progression, like you're probably done within a couple of weeks when you're just, actively playing the newest content. But for me, guys, there's so much to do. There's so much to do, and I'm loving it. I can't even keep up. I have barely touched Guild Wars 2 for like a year now. Like, I've played it a bit when new content comes out, but I have skipped a lot of like the more grindy things that have arrived because I'm playing WoW instead. Oh, by the way, I haven't bothered to fully spec around my talent yet. I will probably, if I end up playing it a lot more, look into the more destruction focused build, and like probably some things here will change. But for now, I'll just stick with the Affliction build because I think overall they'll be fairly similar. So I believe the book I'm looking for, which will give me the fire specialization, I believe it is in a cave under me, like one of the caves, because there's like a cave down here which you also use for the dailies, which I haven't done in a while, by the way. Maybe I should do them as well because reputation plus gold probably is a nice thing to have. But in this cave, I think there will be a boss, and he is called like Overseer Maltorius or something, and I don't know how strong he is. But behind him on a bench is supposed to be the thing that I want, but I have no idea if he is soloable for me. Like, these mobs overall are not very strong, but I don't know where he is. Now, I don't know that I've killed a guy for the dailies, and maybe it's the same guy that you kill for the dailies, which always dies extremely quickly, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the same guy. So I guess I'll go over to the daily area and see if there is indeed something behind him, in which case I will have walked past it at least 5 or 6 times when I was doing the dailies. Oh, by the way, let me actually try my skills. Like, I'm just focusing on other things right now, but let's actually try these skills. So, first of all, we have Searing Pain. Inflict Searing Pain on the enemy target, causing 208 to 244 fire damage, causing a high amount of threat. That's fine. Is it instant cast? It is not. It's like a Shadow Bolt thing. Okay, it doesn't have a travel time, but it is just... Oh, okay, yeah, I guess we're pulling the other mobs now as well, which is a perfect time to try this thing. Oh, it is ground targeted. I'm so happy about it. I love that. I really enjoy these kind of skills. Oh, this feels good. Here we go. Boom, bam, 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 bam. Wait, why is it not? Oh, I guess it's because they're hitting me. It doesn't channel as much anymore. Okay, so we have Hellfire, which is like a circle around me. Whoa, boy, wait, I'm taking so much damage. And I don't have Life Tap equipped. Wait, hold on. Hold on. How do I get my mana back? I have this thing as well. Chaos Bolt. Which is the rune. Which... What? Was that like... Did I just see 3.1k there? Alright, I will have to drag over a Life Tap. And that was... No, this button. Right there. There we go. Beautiful. But now I don't have Haunt equipped, guys. And Haunt is a thing. But... I have the Bobbling Apple from the previous video to keep me healthy. Alright, so it says on Rain of Fire, calls down a fiery rain to burn enemies in the area of effect for 908 fire damage over 8 seconds. So 908 fire damage? That's not too much, honestly, over 8 seconds. Like, one Shadow Bolt volley does more damage, but you can probably amplify it in some capacity, right? I would reckon. And over here we have Hellfire. Ignites the area surrounding the caster, causing 212 fire damage to himself. Oh! And 212 fire damage to all enemies every 1 second, lasts 15 seconds. Oh wait, so... I mean, obviously, I think the damage numbers themselves, I think they don't take everything into the calculation. I think it's like a base number, and then when you actually use it, I think damage number is actually different. So this is like a base... skill thing, and then I think it goes into like some calculations, like some multipliers are added, and then you can actually see the proper damage. I think that's the way it works, because I think if I use this, so let me send this guy in, go in, and I now use this skill, I'm pretty sure I'm dealing more than the 912 damage over here. Like, I mean, I can actually do details, show. Remove this one. Here we go. Rain of Fire. It dealt 1.3k damage. So, yeah. It deals more damage than what the tooltip says. I don't know exactly how that works, but I guess it's like a base thing into a conversion thing. Anyway, moving on. I kind of like having this thing up now, then I can see like how much damage I'm doing with my different skills. We have the Hellfire thing, of course, which I guess I will try. So I will walk over to... Is there no like regular mob here? They're all friendly. I need a mob, guys. When you need a mob, there's no mob. Oh, there's one, but that one's been taken. I guess it's because, oh no, I would say people are doing the dailies, but the dailies are not active right now. They're only active during every, they're like active every 2 hours and they last an hour. So like we're now entering the hour of downtime. Or we're in the hour of downtime. But are there any mobs around here? Oh, there's one. Okay. So I won't send him in yet. I will do, actually I will send, no, because this thing, like it's channeled. But probably only the initial skill is channeled, or... Oh, it's not. Oh. But am I hitting myself every single time? Am I hitting myself with every single pulse as well? Like, am I just, like, standing in the fire, taking the damage, but they're also taking the damage? Like, I would need a healer or someone to, you know, consistently keep healing me over time to make sure I don't kill myself using Hellfire. It's an interesting skill. It's also 1300 mana. I have 5k exactly. Well, at that point I had 5k exactly. Okay, then of course we have Chaos Bolt, which we unlocked way back. Probably like the first 10 videos or something we had Chaos Bolt, but I never bothered to use it. I think we got this from the Block of Ice at some point. So, sends a bolt of chaotic fire at the enemy, dealing 841 to 1066 fire damage. We of course have seen it's a lot more than that. Chaos Bolt always hits, cannot be resisted, and its knowledge causes all your fire spells to pierce through absorption effects. Chaos Bolt gains a high chance to be resisted when used against monsters 4 or more levels above your level. Okay, but that will never be a thing because there aren't mobs 4 or more levels above our level anymore when we are maxed, because I think the highest level mobs are 63. If they even exist, and bosses are always counted as 63 as far as I've been told, so I reckon that doesn't matter anymore. Then I have used this thing before. We have Shadow Burn. Instantly blast the target for 462 to 540 shadow damage. If the target dies within 5 seconds... Actually, that's more of a shadow skill. I mean, I've used it before, but I kind of just put it in here because it was in the destruction tab. Then we have Soul Fire. Burn the enemy's soul, causing 715 to 894 fire damage. Let me try that. Let me send them in. Let me do Soul Fire. Here we go. Oh, big cast time. 3.4k hit. Not too shabby. Then we do this thing as well. Chaos Bolt. 1.5k didn't crit, but yeah, the damage seems quite high. I reckon actually I probably would want to play this in a lot of content where I do not have any ability to ramp up. You know, if I have no ability to ramp up my dots, then this might be superior. Although, as much as I'm saying that, I do wonder, because obviously using Corruption into Nightfall allows Shadow Bolt volley spam, which deals a ton of damage and always has me topping the damage charts in dungeon groups and stuff. So I actually don't know how this compares, but I guess I can look it up, but at least now I'm getting a little bit of an understanding as to how this works. I was expecting fire to be much more instant damage, and it is. And obviously one thing to keep in mind is that like all my runes and stuff, you know, they're all set up around shadow damage. I could probably optimize the crap out of this to make my... Did my Felguard just die? I think it did. But yeah, I can probably optimize the crap out of it, make it a lot stronger. But it's cool to have this experience, and I would like to at some point maybe try tanking as well. I probably will need some different gear for that, but you know, if I just go and tank some, you know, just some dungeons, like some Blackrock Depths or something, which isn't particularly difficult for me anymore, then I reckon I'll probably be fine with some subpar stuff. But I've seen like no Warlock tanks whatsoever. So I'm really curious whether Warlock tank even is good, because I think people were really hyped about it, but I pretty much only see paladins right now as tanks, so I don't know exactly how that works. These guys I think are just leveling. I don't think they're doing the anything else to do with like the boss I'm looking to deal with. I think he was around the corner here, and since I've been blabbering on about all kinds of things, I will keep you guys with me as I check around the corner. Unless he is not here during... I think he is normally here, but am I actually even in the correct place? I have no idea whether I'm in the correct place, but I guess I'll see... Is there something interactable around these parts? It doesn't seem like it. Okay, I will go look up a guide and I will see where I have to go, so I don't spend all day in these caves. I will re-enable my TomTom, which I haven't had active in quite some time, but it can be quite useful. So I think it was... Was it like set? / way set? No, it was something like that. I will have to figure out what it is. Oh yeah, / way. That's what it was. Wait, this is not working. There we go. It was because there was a dot at the very end. Because I think it was at the end of a sentence that I copied it from. So it is not here, actually. It is on some other layer. Okay, okay, we'll find it. Alright, I wonder if I am right now on the correct layer. But it does appear like I can go around the corner over here into whatever this room is going to be. And... oh, there are some things on the table over there. Oh, is that a book? Oh, there we go. Elements for Dummies, Volume 2 Fire. There we go. Can I also read something? Please allow me to also read something. I'm looking forward to reading about the fire. Nope, nope, nope. Just Rune of Fire Specialization. There we go. We learn it. We go down 2 rings and we put it in our second ring. Alright, on to whatever I find next. Let me look into the list and see which one sounds cool. Alright, so there seems to be a cool one called Incinerate, which apparently is a wrists rune, which I don't really have one that I really need for a fire build yet, because obviously Unstable Affliction is more like a shadow damage build. Summon Felguard is, well, it's the Felguard is really cool, but I guess I could also play with Imp, because Imp has Fireball, and Fireball feels more, destruction fireball-y to me. So I will go grab this. And apparently I get it from a level 23 elite orc called Incinerator Garim in Red Ridge Mountains. So, I'm looking forward to revisiting Red Ridge Mountains, but it's kind of funny going through these things now because obviously, a lot of them will be lower level things because I've just not really paid much attention to them. But for the sake of this like semi-completionism thing I'm doing, I'm actually kind of enjoying the fact that I get to go back to like lower level ones. I'm probably not optimizing this in any capacity because you are probably much better off, like fine-tuning a route and like, making sure you're not like traveling back and forth constantly like all over the place. But I'm just going to go and see which ones are cool. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the beautiful lands of the Red Ridge Mountains, which if you have seen my top or like my classic map tier list, you will know that Red Ridge was very high up. If you haven't seen it yet, it is in my life tab, and yeah, it's very ranty, like a lot of just random talking. But you can see the list. It's also on my my community page. You can see the final list. You don't have to listen to me talk, which might be better. So go check it out, give it a like, and see you guys in a second. Oh, it's all the way down there. I actually don't think I've been there. I think this is undiscovered territory. We have been pretty much everywhere except for over there. Man, I loved questing here. Questing here was so much fun. I remember distinctly questing like in this particular area down here that where I'm about to walk to right now. Because there were some kill quests that took me a very long time. I can't remember exactly how long, but I think it was... yeah, it was around here. Oh, I remember standing here for such a long time, just grinding away. Probably for like a couple of hours or something before work. And, I remember talking about the design philosophies of open world content, Guild Wars 2 versus WoW, and oh man, it's weird because like the series is still going on, but I'm developing nostalgia for the early parts of my series just because the series has been so incredibly long that I'm almost inclined to start rewatching my own series just to see how my I guess my perspective has changed. Also, am I going the wrong way? I'm not right. Wait. Oh, I think this is... Can I remove that one? Remove waypoint. Because I'm pretty sure this is the correct one. 77, 80. Yes, that's the correct one. Okay, I'll keep going there. So yeah, I'm a little bit tempted to go watch my own content because I'm a little bit curious to see how my perspective has changed, but also how my opinions have changed. Because I reckon I probably said some stuff during some of the videos where, in hindsight, now that I have more knowledge, I'm like, no, that was incorrect, or that was based on stuff that simply wasn't true, or stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious to see how I've changed. So if I find the time and the dedication and the willpower to listen to my own content, which is always a hard thing to do. Anyone who makes content here, listening to your own content again, because obviously I'm listening to everything during editing, and then I'm listening to it again sometimes when I'm watching it back for whatever reason. So you get to hear yourself a lot, which is fine, but it's hard, guys. It's hard. Anyway, today apparently I'm renting my way all the way over to the caverns. And there are some outrunners and incinerated Garim. Okay, guys. Okay. We get the imp out, okay? Okay, listen to my plan. Okay, listen to my plan. Listen carefully. We get the imp out. And after getting the imp out, we pop this thing. And we pop... I guess I could use the Felguard, but no, we don't do that. Okay, what I'll do is this. I will... Big damage, let's go. Big damage, come on. Nuke them all. Okay, that wasn't actually that great. Okay, here we go. Nuke them more. Nuke them again. We're greedy. Pump the damage out. Oh. See, it does feel a bit better sometimes than... Oh, I need to life tap. And... Oh, okay, he's dead. Yeah, I'm not used to my skills yet. Like, the good... Oh, he has an MP as well. See, the good thing about this setup, of course, is that the damage is much more instant. I don't have to wait for long channel times. I don't have to wait for ramp up. It's just like I can instantly burst. So if there are short fights, I reckon overall this will probably be better. But I am supposed... Did I loot it already? I am supposed to be able to drop from a level 23 elite orc. Did he drop it into my inventory without me noticing? He dropped a drumstick. I don't think I got it, guys. You can find him in a cave to the southeast of the area. Yes, okay, I found him. Yeah, it's supposed to just drop from this guy. Okay, I guess I can wait for respawns and kill him again. Maybe it doesn't always drop. I'll just chill. So far everything has dropped always, so I'm a little bit worried that it's just like bugged or something, but I guess I'll give it a moment. Oh, I just completely realized something, by the way. I hadn't opened my OBS up yet. Or like, I always close my OBS because for some reason, whenever I have my OBS open, like the preview window, like sometimes my game has like this weird lag thing, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's recording something and displaying the same thing. I have no idea. But I just completely noticed, of course, that my DPS meter, of course, is behind my face. Because my face is now here, because it's no longer over here. So I need to find a new spot for my DPS meter. Whoa. Stop doing that. Wait, why can't I? Did I lock the window or something? Window control. Did I in some... Is it... No? Hello? Hello, did I... Is it in some way locked to its position? Don't know. Oh, here. Unlock. Okay. I guess we'll move it over here. And we can make it like as tall as we want. Oh, wait, does that not work? Doesn't work. Don't know why. It's fine. I can keep it like this. Okay, this is the new spot, guys. That's the new spot for my DPS meter. Alright, I'll go back to waiting now. I can also put it up here. I don't know what I prefer. I can also put it like in this little cubby hole over here. Because this bar right now, this is my previous skill bar because I wanted to remember which skills I had on there, just in case. So this is like my old skill bar with the things that I'm keeping not on that bar. In the exact slots as well. So I don't forget my muscle memory stuff. Alright, he's here again, and we kill him again, but no drop. Am I supposed to do something? Let me go Google this, because I feel like I'm either missing something or just simply doing something wrong. Nope, I've looked up 2 guides, and, well, all of the guides that I have seen tell me to just kill the guy and it should drop, so I'll try once more. If it doesn't work, I guess I'll relog or something. Maybe something is weirdly bugged, but I'll give it one more shot. Maybe Maybe it's an RNG drop and I'm just extremely unlucky because it's like 95% or something, but I'm just like super unlucky. Don't know. You know, every time I have a couple of days where I don't really play or don't really get to play a lot of WoW, I feel so reinvigorated the next time I play again. Like, I'm all enthusiastic and like I'm looking forward to things again. Not that I'm not enthusiastic when I'm playing daily, but I guess there's like this renewed novelty to it when you haven't played for a couple of days. Where you're like, oh, I'm really looking forward to playing now. So just a quick word of advice, you guys. If you're playing WoW, any other MMO, any other game really, but particularly games where you play every single day, if you're feeling a little bit like, you know, you're just playing because you're used to playing, you're playing because you want to do your dailies, you're playing because, well, you've been playing for years and years and years and like you don't know anything else, and you want to have that like reinvigorating feeling of actually looking forward to playing the game again, take a bit of a break, you know, just take like it doesn't have to be like a super long break. You don't have to go out of the game for, you know, months and months and months. Although that can help, of course. You know, it can be very useful to take a very long break. But yeah, I think as long as you take like a, you know, couple days to maybe a week break or something, like you'll find yourself super reinvigorated to the game, or you will find yourself not reinvigorated and you will notice that you actually don't want to play the game, which is also an option, which has happened to me on occasion as well. So yeah, that is Wisdom with EK, which didn't think I'd ever be spreading wisdom on this channel, but you know, there you go. We are wise now. I guess that's because I'm turning 30 in a couple of months. So, you know, I am now old. It's happening, guys. I'm old. You know, a lot of people, I think, are struggling turning 30. They're like, oh no, you know, my 20s are over, I'm turning 30. But I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't feel like I missed out or anything big. I don't really care. 30 is a number. It's a cool number. Is it cooler than 20? I don't know. But, you know, my life doesn't change. So, yeah, 30 is cool. You know, I'm assuming most people in the comments right now are also around the 30 mark or something. Like, you know, late 20s to 30s, maybe even 40s if you were like a bit of an older gamer when you started playing this. So, old people united, I guess. You know, we're just all a bunch of boomers, okay? We're turning into boomers, and we're damn proud of it. Alright, let me go back to playing this 20-plus-year-old game. Please respawn, sir. Please. Maybe I'll just go kill some mobs out here, you know, just for some random low-level loot. I mean, I might as well. Because I'm getting a bit bored just waiting here. And these guys just like insta-kablam! Look at that. Kablam. All, you know, all the wool and stuff. How much is wool worth? 5 silver each. You know what? And then the linen? Oh, 1.5. Oh, he's back. He's back. Okay, this is it. This is it. Here we go. We kill him with fire, okay? Okay. Wait, is it a drop? Is it a drop? Rune of Incinerate. There we go. Okay, 3rd time is the charm. I've heard that many, many times in my life, but apparently it holds true here as well. So, Rune of Incinerate. Now, if you don't know what it does, let me go and explain, because I did look it up, and it's really cool. So it says burn your enemy for 358 to 416 damage, which that part is fine. Also, I think it's instant cast. And increase all fire damage you deal by 40% for the next 15 seconds. So I will put it on, on my wrist, which is down here, which is a massive damage mod. And we're already hitting hard. And I believe it also works with Chaos Bolt, making us uber powerful. So I will put the skills that I'm not like spamming, like I'll put one over there for now, and I will go into my skills book and we'll grab Incinerate and put it over here. So it is a 2.25 second cast, so it's a pretty long cast time, but only 192 mana, which is not too bad, and it doesn't have a cooldown. So we could technically be spamming this consistently over and over and over again, and consistently keep up a 40% damage modifier. I kind of want to... Is my imp even alive? My imp isn't alive. Beautiful. So I will use it. Okay, let's see how this looks. Oh my god, what a cool looking ability. Okay, do I have a mob? A mob. I need a mob. I need a mob. I need something to hit, guys. I need something to hit to test my Incinerate, because obviously it's not just against the target, it is overall. So you can hit like one target, and then you can use the damage modification on the other target. But I need more targets. Okay, here we go. So first we cast the damage modification here, like so. What a cool animation, by the way. And then we use Chaos Bolt, and we hit. Come on, crit. Okay, we didn't crit, but it's... Oh, okay. There's a bit of a cooldown. I will try again in just a moment. And I want to see if we crit, if we can, like, break 4k. Because we hit, like, 3.1. So adding 40% onto that adds about 1.2k damage. That's 4.3k damage. So once again, we use this ability. There we go. And then here we go. Chaos Bolt. Come on, crit. Oh, crit. You can do it. Okay, 2.1 again. But that's fine. That's fine. You know what? Let's also try it with a Searing Pain. Okay, here we go. Big damage. Okay, it's gone actually. Wait, hold on. We use the Incinerate again. Like so. And then we Searing Pain this guy. 685. Okay, that's not too bad. Well, it's actually kind of bad. Here we go. Big damage. 2k. You know, but like the thing overall, it works. Like, it does feel quite good. I think, honestly, you know, I have been enjoying Affliction a lot. And I do enjoy that dot specs a decent amount. But I actually generally think I prefer instant big damage builds. So I think just like, maybe not in WoW specifically because I don't know yet. But overall, if someone asked me, hey, would you think you would enjoy Affliction more? Or would you think you would enjoy Destruction more? I actually think, now that I know how they function, sort of, I do think I enjoy Destruction more. Thematically at least. Because I love the idea of getting a damage mod and then using the damage mod to like look for this like super big crit. Let's see like this really big number pop up on my screen. Like if at some point, you know, like I'm, you know, if for example, you know, at some point I'm in like tier 2 gear or whatever, and you know, I'm hitting that first 10k crit. I don't know if I can get to 10k, but you know, I'm hitting like I can hit probably like 4 to 5k right now already without any buffs. So I reckon with buffs probably I can already hit like 5-6k maybe. I don't know how big the buffs are. So, you know, adding some gear to that, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, you know, like super well geared, like I can crit for 10k, but like adding that like little extra 0 to it is like, beautiful. So, yeah. Guys, my energy levels today are good, okay? They're good. I'm feeling really good. Unfortunately, well, I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it, but in about an hour and a half, I have two friends coming over to watch the League of Legends World Championship Finals. So I don't have as much time to keep it recording, but you know, that's fun. But I also kind of want to keep recording because my energy levels are so good. Anyway, let's look for the next rune. Actually, slight change of plans. I was looking through all of these talents and stuff, and I want to properly build for fire now. You know, like I'm getting into the groove of running the destruction, the Firelock build, and I think I might actually want to run this a bit more because, you know, obviously I'll be running some dungeons again that I've run before, and it's not that they're getting super boring, but you know, they're not new anymore. You know, like they're losing their novelty. I know what's going on. I know how I run them. There isn't really anything special anymore. The loot I don't care about anymore. I'm just going through it for quests, for reels, those kind of things. So like, you know, I have them on farm. I guess that's the correct terminology. So, you know, swapping over to a fire build kind of reinvigorates my enthusiasm to go play them because I want to try new skills and I want to try all the new combinations and I want to see how I can optimize things from, well, my perspective. Because the way I like to do these things, and I think I've mentioned it before, but the way I like to do these things is I like to see if I can figure out how the skills interact. I like to see if I can figure out how my talents work, how I can optimize things, and then only after I've experimented with it myself, that is when I will compare my own like creation to a guide, and that is then of course when I will fine-tune things. But I think a very important part of playing MMOs is, or at least to me, of course, because you know these things are different per person, but to me a very important part of MMOs is having fun crafting a build, but also because you're having fun crafting a build and because you're learning things about the builds, you start understanding the character, you start understanding the way that the developers intended you to play with them, you start understanding the way things interact. Because I think one of the most important things that a lot of people miss in modern gaming is understanding why something works. You know, like if I'm, you know, I've done a couple of Guild Wars 2 guide videos for builds. And a lot of the guide videos are like, yeah, you know, take these, and these, and, you know, that's it. Have fun. And that works. If you just want to copy something, that works. But my videos have been, okay, so, you take this rune because this rune does this thing, but then this, or not rune, but like this trait. And then you take this trait, but, this trait, because you're triggering this thing, and, this thing then triggers this thing, and because those two work together, that's why it's good. It's not just like take these, it's like take these because X and Y are interacting in a certain way to make them fun. And personally, I love that, and I'm not the kind of person. Oh, also, let me get on the flight path while I'm ranting. Okay,
Where would you like to fly to?
We have to go to Ironforge, and I'll explain in a moment why, because I'm building up to it. Okay, so I'm not the kind of person to go into endgame buildcraft too much, where it's all about finding the exact optimal thing. Like doing the math, getting the spreadsheet out there. That's not me. I'm not that hardcore. And I don't really care about the numbers specifically, but what I do care about is knowing the theory behind the numbers. So, I want to know why is X good with Y, and like how can I like make the correct choices built on the information that I have. And I think it's very important if you're playing an MMO and you like this part, is to understand your class, because like I feel like I now have a decent understanding of how Affliction functions, what its strengths, what its weaknesses are, and I could, given like even if you gave me like entirely different talents, I could probably pick a decent like path through it to make a functioning build, because I understand the way the class works to like a basic level at least. And I like to do the same thing with fire now, and I like to learn how these things work, and that is why we are heading to Ironforge, because that's a very long preamble. We're heading to Ironforge because when you hit level 40 in Season of Discovery, and if you have 50 gold to your name, which fortunately yours truly does, you can buy dual spec. And I've been meaning to buy dual spec for a very long time, but I just haven't really put the time into it. So all I have to do, I think, is head to an NPC in Ironforge, and I can talk to him, I can pay him 50 gold, and I can have a second talent page. I don't know how it's gonna like look in the UI, like I'll probably get like a selection of like talent 1, talent 2, something like that. But then we can actually go craft our own fire build. I will play with the fire build a bit, and I will probably then reset it at some point when we go into endgame and replace it by the meta one. But first, I want to see if I can understand what makes it good and if I can make a fun build. I'm also a bit tempted, by the way, to get improved imp again. I just love the idea of improved imp, especially since on this build, we are probably going to be not playing with Felguard. I mean, we could play with Felguard, but I can't have Felguard and Incinerate at the same time, right? Because Incinerate also is a wrist thing, and so is Summon Felguard. So I would have to... And I think Incinerate, just looking at it, it's too good to give up, right? So that means I'll probably go back to Imp. But going back to Imp on this build means that I would love to have improved Imp, because that means my Imp is better, of course. So I'm kind of tempted to maybe spec into like these two a little bit as well. Demonic Embrace also is quite nice. I mean, I could leave Infliction alone, but I don't know if I want to have Nightfall on this build. And then also, of course, I don't know if... Because, we have points, but where do I want to put the points? Like, I'm trying to theory craft as I fly here, but like there's so many options I can go through. I'm really curious to see what the best build actually is. But I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, I'll shut up, guys. I'll see you at the NPC where I can respec. Or dual spec. Alright, so it's supposed to be somewhere in the Forlorn Cavern around the F, I think. So this is the Forlorn Cavern, is it? Is it this guy? It is... Hold on. Grandak Brightbeard. Here we go. Dwarf of many talents. Ahoy, ahoy, they call me Brightbeard, and I hail from a faraway land to the east. I come seeking to educate those with the proper aptitude and sufficient deep pockets to become truly multi-talented individuals. No, literally, I can teach you to utilize multiple different talent specializations. Want to give it a go? All you need is a sack of 50 gold pieces and to have it reached at least level 40 as an adventurer. So, cool little bit of trivia here is I just like read up, where this guy was, and it gave me some trivia. Apparently, previously, you had to be level 60 to buy this in Original Classic when it was introduced in 2009, as far as I remember reading. And it was 1,000 gold. And I think... I'll actually just purchase this real quick. Congratulations, your mind has been expanded. So we'll check it out in just a moment. But to finish my point here, I have been told that the amount of gold you get as season discovery is not like a small bump. It's not like, oh, you're getting like 20% more gold, so you're like a little bit richer, but not by that much. No, I believe it's somewhere like the 5 to 10x range. So where I have 500 gold now, I maybe would have had like 50 to 100 gold, and that would have been a fair amount. Which is also, of course, why the 0.5 armor set, from what I've been told, and you guys probably know this because most of you guys are watching are veterans, but I do want to include it on the series because people have been mentioning it a couple times. The 0.5 set, from what I've been told, was introduced as an alternative means to gear past the dungeon armor set for people who did not want to go raiding. People who would go raiding, they would go for the tier 1 set, they would go for the tier 2 set, they would get the raid sets, and the raid sets would be better. But I think Blizzard wanted to say, hey guys, we don't want to make raiding the only be-all and end-all endgame, although it probably really is. We want to at least give something to work towards for our slightly more casual audience who does want to do endgame, who does want to gear up, but doesn't want to commit the time to do raiding. Because raiding, of course, back then, like now we kind of blast through these raids, they're figured out, there's power creep, all those kind of things. They're not too difficult anymore from what I have heard. But back in the day, like, spending literally like 6 hours or something in a raid, like that was standard, I think. So I can understand, like I wouldn't even have the time to go raiding like 3 nights every week, if like all night or like 6 hours long, because I just don't have the time in my life to commit to that. And I don't even have like a family to take care of or anything. So like I can imagine like a lot of people just simply like they would want to put in the time, but they didn't have the time, and that led to Blizzard probably thinking, hey guys, we need to have something to put in the end game. So they put in the 0.5 armor set, and I think on one hand the 0.5 armor set is a really cool thing to aim for as a more casual player, because you can just kind of chip away at it. You can do like a dungeon run here, a dungeon run there, and work towards it. I think a problem would probably be like the total gold you require, because obviously for me the gold's not really an issue. I've been getting plenty of gold. But if I was constantly sitting on like 50 to 100 gold, and one quest takes me 100 plus gold sometimes like 200 gold in terms of like the things I need to buy. Obviously those things also got inflated, probably in price, so I'm assuming most of the stuff I had to purchase, like the crafting component things, they were also lower in price because the overall gold level in the game was much lower. But I think it was still very expensive. So what I'm wondering, and there was like some discussion about it in my comments, but I'm kind of curious now. One thing that I can imagine being a problem is, yeah, the quest chain was built for casuals, but casuals did not have access to the required gold to finish this thing. So they would have to do a lot of dungeon grinding to be able to get it, which I guess in a way is kind of cool, because you have a dungeon set, and then you have the upgraded dungeon set, for which you truly had to do a lot of dungeon running, which I guess is kind of cool. But I also feel like maybe back in the day it missed its market, just because you would have to, like, it was focused at casuals, but casuals wouldn't have the money. I don't know if that's true. Anyway, that was something that was talked about in my comments. I wanted to present it on the video, but let's dive into the talents. Okay, so these are your active talents. Okay, how does this work? So primary talents, secondary talents. Okay, so I can click it and I can activate, and it's just saying activate secondary spec. Okay, now these are my active talents, and I can see these talents, and if I just want to swap back, I just press activate again, and that is literally it. Okay, that is really cool. Okay, so let's just we're learning a lot of skills, of course, because those are tied to the talents. So let's actually build a little bit together here, guys. Okay. So first of all, I think I'll skip Nightfall. Like, Nightfall might be really good and probably will be good, but I want to build like really into fire. But what I do want to grab is life tap. I just think life tap is too good not to grab. So I have the choice to either have suppression, which is my affliction spells, which I don't really care about, or improved corruption, which makes my corruption instant cast, which would be really good if I were running Nightfall to at least keep triggering it. So maybe I need to work into Nightfall, but spending 15 points into it plus 2 points into it is 17 points into Nightfall. I don't know if that's worth it. So what I'll do for now, and this probably is bad, I realize that, but I will put 5 points into corruption, because at least corruption I could use. This one just doesn't do anything for me because I'm not using affliction spells. And then I'll put 2 points into improved life tap. I don't think it's worth it, and I'll probably go back on this, but I just really like having improved life tap, okay? Like, it just feels good. Alright. Then in Demonology, I do want to get my Imp. I think my Imp is just too good. Like, if I'm running Imp as opposed to running my Felguard, I want my Imp to have... Well, first of all, you know, it's also the Fire Shield and the Blood Pact spells, which are really good to have. But then, of course, also just the Fire Bolt ability is just much stronger. I'm tempted to grab maybe Improved Healthstone or Demonic Embrace. Especially Demonic Embrace, I think, is quite nice. Especially while life tapping a lot. But I don't know if I'll have the points to spend on Demonic Embrace. So I'll keep it as this. And we'll go to Destruction first. And if I have like leftover points, I'll put them probably into Demonic Embrace. Okay, moving on to Destruction. Well, the cost of my mana spells... There we go. I think just having more mana pool available to me is always a good thing. I think it's very important. I also think... I mean, how much Shadow Bolt will I be using? Like, how much Shadow Bolt will I be using on this build? I actually don't know if I'm spamming Shadow Bolt on this build. Because I have so many other skills to play around with. Because I'll probably be spamming, like, Searing Pain, right? I don't know. What I'll do first is, I mean, Aftermath gives you destruction spells a 2% chance to daze a target, probably up to 10% when I put 5 points into it. I don't know how good that is. Oh, wait, Bane also improves my Soulfire spell, which is this one. Which is a 1-minute cooldown and does require a Soul Shard. But I can probably use it in some cool way. So, you know what I'll do? I'll put points into Bane, just so I can progress. I don't know if this is a good call. I don't know if I need Shadow Bolt on this build. I don't know if I need Aftermath. I don't know if I care about the Daze. I mean, the Daze is probably nice for solo play, but not instance play, so I don't know. Improve Firebolt, of course. You know, like, we're going hard into the Imp. Let's grab Improve Firebolt as well. Lash of Pain, we don't care about. Devastation, Crit Chance on Destruction spells. Of course, we care about that a lot. Shadow Burn could be really nice to have, and I might actually grab that, but I'm not 100%. So Searing Pain, of course, is this ability, and it is even more critical strike chance. So this skill right now, it is getting critical strike chance from Devastation, and it is getting critical strike chance from improved Searing Pain. So that's a 15% improvement. So this means that my Searing Pain will crit quite a lot, and I guess in combination with the damage modification we get from Incinerate, that might actually make Searing Pain a very, very useful tool. I wonder if I can make its cast time lower in some way as well. I guess I'll figure it out later. There is Intensity, gives you a 35% chance to resist interruption caused by damage while channeling the Rain of Fire, Hellfire, or Soulfire spell, which I've instantly noticed is a bit of a thing, right? You know, like, we're channeling this thing, we're getting hit, like, it just cancels immediately. So I think having 2 points in Intensity is probably worth it. Like, 70% chance to resist. I think that's really useful. We still have 17 points left. Then there is Pyroclasm, gives your Rain of Fire, Hellfire, and Soulfire spells a 13% chance to stun the target for 3 seconds. I mean, that's really good. Once again, like, that's one of those amazing solo play things. Also, I guess in group play, it can be quite nice as well, because, you know, we're AoEing things, and we're stunning things, which means the tank is getting less pressure because things are getting stunned and not DPSing him. So I might put points in there, but I'll keep it in mind for a moment. Of course, Ruin, 100% we want to take Ruin because it increased the critical strike chance, critical strike bonus over the destruction spells to make them even stronger. Then Ember Storm. I've never put points into this, but I have seen it before. Increases the damage done by your fire spells by 2%. I think that's the same thing as we have over here, which is Shadow Mastery. Yes, kind of the same thing. So we put 5 points into the Ember Storm, and this, of course, is going to ramp up our damage a lot. You know, we were hitting hard before, we're hitting much harder now. There is also this thing. Ignites a target that is already afflicted by Immolate, dealing 249 to 316 damage and consuming the Immolate spell. It is instant cast, 10-second cooldown, but do I care a lot about the Immolate damage? It is once again more damage over time, but if I go Immolate into Conflagrate, there probably is some rune interaction that makes it really strong, right? And it's the initial damage of my Immolate spell, so it makes it more bursty. And then I will just grab Conflagrate. I don't know if it's great, but I want it. There's the days we can grab. There is the shadow bolts we can grab, of course. There is also just... Actually, you know what? I think... Here we go. 5 points demonic embrace. 15% more stamina. Less spirit, but that's fine because this means we can life tap a bit more freely. Which is just nice because having a bigger health pool means like our mana pool is more efficient. Alright. So that is my build for now. I have no idea if it's good. But I think the logic holds up quite well. I mean, like, the Pyroclasm and the Aftermath, like, both of them could, like, allow me more CC, which probably is really good for solo play, but I don't know how valuable it is for endgame, because I feel like you're generally, like, unless you're in a fight that is difficult, I think you are often better off dealing more damage than applying CC, because you care more about clear speed, unless you have a risk of wiping, because then CC becomes more important. But as long as there is no like immediate risk of wiping, I think more damage is always the answer because you care more about the damage when you're not wiping anyway. So I guess this makes some sense. Okay, let's continue with some other stuff. Let's get some more runes. Alright, so the next rune that I want to go grab is called Shadow and Flame, which from my understanding is also quite good on affliction builds, so I could technically use it on both. It is a waste thing. So let's see what it's competing with. So waste. It is competing with Grimoire of Synergy, which of course is the, you know, on crit chance to boost damage. Like if I crit, I can boost the damage of my pet, and if the pet crits, he can boost the damage of me. But this thing looks quite interesting as well, and I'll talk more about what it does when we do eventually get it. But this one does appear to have a bit of a quest chain alongside it. We also have to go to Dassaulus, which of course is quite far away, and yeah, I will go fly there and I'll see you guys in Dassaulus. Alright, so we are pretty much there. There is supposed to be something right up over here, I guess, in this camp. There's an extinguished campfire. Alright. The campsite before you is a grisly scene. Judging by the remains, the victims were 2 humans and a dwarf. Markings on the bones indicate a savage attack, but looted supplies tell you this wasn't done by an animal. The wounds don't match centaur weaponry either. Perhaps an experienced scavenger of these lands would know what to make of this. So, for highway robbery, find someone in Dassaulus who knows about the pillaged campsite. Alright, well that would be quite difficult to figure out. You know, if I wasn't following a guide right now, I would be quite stumped at this point. I would imagine I would have to go to any like town and there is some NPC, but I would not know. But fortunately, I of course do have a guide here, and I have to go to a Bibbly Futsbuckle, northeast of the graveyard, for which once again I will just plop this in here. There we go. And we can see he is right over there. Alright, I reckon I have to be here. Also, some chat in my guild going on about Guild Wars 2 right now, and I'm like, this is my time to shine. Wait, is this not where I need to be? Is it somewhere else? Oh, it's this person over here. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Bibbly sniffs the air. Can you smell that? It's the smell of a successful goblin. Bibbly sniffs the air again. Is he smelling his own farts? So are you smelling your own farts? Or is it the smell of these old bones? Alright, highway robbery.
Be good.
Ah, so you found another one. Another one?
Have a good one.
Here we go. I need to accept the quest on the lamb.
Keep it real.
I have found a couple of scenes like you described, BK. Always camps of humans and dwarves. Rumored among the caravans is a group of horde marauders did it. Seems likely given the victims and how brutal the attacks were. Apparently the bandits fled Dassaulus once an alliance marshal got hot on their trail. If you're looking to track one of them down, I check in a port town. So like the wetlands maybe? Those always have shady characters coming and going. Might catch one trying to get a boat or something. Find one of the Dassaulus marauders. So I'm guessing it's
We're
either...
sitting on a gold mine here, I tell you. A gold...
No, don't care about that. So I'm guessing, to my mind, it's either in the wetlands or it is in Booty Bay. Let's see what the thing says. Oh, go to Booty Bay. Okay, sure. So now we go to Stranglethorn Vale. So I will pop the Halfstone and fly over to Booty Bay, where we have to go to Tokal, and then we get another quest. All right, see you guys there. So I want to make some progress, but I'm just, I'm too absorbed into this guild chat going on right now because we're drawing comparisons between Guild Wars 2 and WoW Classic. And obviously, given the title of this video, I am very much, into this conversation. So let me quickly go and talk to Tokai here. You need something? Make it quick.
Go forth to victory.
You the Marshal? No, you don't look like it. The rumors you've heard are only half true. Yes, we were pillaging humans and dwarven camps, but we weren't doing it for the Horde. We were privately employed. I'll tell you the whole story if you buy me some grog. So, bring a cherry grog to Tokai. Can I just buy a cherry grog, like over here from this guy? Cherry grog. There we go. Boop.
Glad I could help.
It's purchased. Hello.
Strength and
How's the drink coming?
strength.
Ah, that's the stuff. Now, where was I?
Go with all.
As I was saying, our boss wasn't with the Horde. She was a night elf named Ilari Duskfeather. She gave us intel on the camps and even let us keep most of the loot. She only kept a few of the rarer finds. Once the Marshal was on our tail, though, she left us for dead. I don't know her motives, but I think we were set up as patsies. I'm not the vengeful type, but I won't stop someone else from hunting her down. If you're looking for her, she once mentioned a hideout somewhere near Arathi. So find Ilari Duskfeather near Arathi Highlands and get access to her cache of stolen loot. A jewel-encrusted box. Will the thing be in the box? Maybe.